it's an honor as the race director for the 90K to have you here. And absolutely, I would like to start with the winner from last year, Jasmin. Some words about last year's race, why you're coming back, and finally, what is your plans for tomorrow?
Okay, yeah, it's me to thank you to be here again, because last year it was an amazing race and a really good organization, and I love the country, I love the track, and when you can win a race like this, it's in your mind for every time, and I'm happy to be back and to be here. It's for me, it's a victory, and I'm looking forward tomorrow, and I'm just happy to run again.
As you've been in the first into the finish line to meet the Krans Mas with the leaf, tell the other ladies a little bit about your feeling when you're going through the church, seeing the finish line.
Yes, it's last year also the whole track in the beginning, it was so amazing with the sun and all the nature, and then at the end it was a little bit more difficult. The last 20 kilometers was a hard work, and then to see the finish line and see all these people and be the first woman to go to the finish, that's really amazing, and that's created in my mind, and I will always remember this.
Yeah. One final question. Last year, the weather was really hot during the day. We will see another type of weather, maybe a little bit rain showers in the morning, and it's going to be much better weather in the afternoon, but it seems to be cloudy and approximately 15, 16 degrees during the race for the elite. What do you think about that?
Yes, I think for running it will be perfect, this temperature, and also we saw the track yesterday and today, this morning, it was in a perfect, and so I think it will be a fast race tomorrow.
Move on actually to Steve. You were not here last year, but the first year you was here and you were really challenging Jonas with your road shoes. Always the shoe question. What about tomorrow?
I've still got the same shoe question. I'm still undecided. So the first year it was pretty wet underfoot. You'd had quite a bit of rain building up in that summer, hadn't you? I think. And
it's much drier this year.
Yeah. So I was coming from a road background. I only feel comfortable in road shoes, and I've never really found a pair of trail shoes that I actually enjoy running in. So where possible, I always wear road shoes. So I always have this dilemma. So I do have a pair of trail shoes, but I was hoping you'd have no rain at all today. And I'm still probably going to go for the road shoes tomorrow, I think. Even though I fell over once in 2014, but it wasn't anything serious. I think the point at which I fell over was just as John Henry overtook me briefly. He took second place off me as I fell over, and then I had to gain that position back a bit later in the race.
Okay, but as you were here 2 years ago, you had a riders list. You have actually two things to say: that I will come back for the third edition, but you need to get rid of that swamp after Evertsberg.
Which you've done.
That's done.
But now you've put in more trail, more technical trail, which I'm taking as a personal insult to me. You know I don't like it, and you've just stuck it in there just to wind me up, haven't you? I know.
Absolutely, we had you in your mind when we changed the course for sure.
Now I was thinking I've just got to get through this 10K. I've just got to get through this 10, and now I've got to get through this 15K.
Yeah, but you know it's a fast course now. Yeah. After Evertsberg. And the other thing was also that don't mention the European qualifiers and the European Championship in Iceland, and we will not mention that one when it comes to football.
Good move.
Okay, going on from last time you were here, you were actually coming from a 2:15 in Commonwealth Games. I think it was in Glasgow, Edinburgh, maybe.
Yeah, probably my best ever performance, I would say. So I did have a little bit of an excuse then because
but it was quite close to Ultravasan.
Yeah, I wasn't quite recovered, and I think I made the big mistake in 2014 of pushing on at Evertsberg to try and get the sprint bonus off Jonas. which he, as he let me go and have it, he probably had the biggest smile on his face you've ever seen, as he thought, "You stupid boy."
But you can have an excuse because you ran the race the first year. No one knew anything about it. But Max King last year did the same mistake, even if he didn't know what you had done the year before.
I really should have given him a quick tip on that one, shouldn't I? I should have sent him a tweet or something. Yeah. But I think that was quite amusing. The race pretty much, by the looks of it, panned out exactly the same both years. So
it's been very similar races to these 2 years. And about coming back to the race tactics, what do you think about the race tomorrow?
Well, I'll do exactly the same thing, obviously. I think all of the men's field are probably aware of those two tactical mistakes in the first 2 years. Yeah. So I'd be very surprised if the same thing happens again. I'll be quite disappointed if I do the same thing. And I think my wife Sarah will be quite disappointed as well. But yeah, so perhaps a slightly more strategic effort on the run. I'm looking forward to it because obviously I am coming into this race fresher. It has been a target race for me this year rather than in 2014 when it was it was meant to be a target race in 2014 and then I accidentally qualified for the Commonwealth Games, so I ended up having to do both together. So I'm looking forward to going into the race this time, having it as a proper target race. So.
We know that you did a London Marathon, you did the Wings for Life, you win the Wings for Life in the UK, and now, as I understand, you have been preparing since then. It was mid of May until today. Yeah, that's right.
Unfortunately, the Wings for Life, I had big plans to try and compete on the world positioning, and we came from a British weather of sort of 10 degrees centigrade, and then all of a sudden on race day it suddenly went up to 30 degrees, and I didn't change my race plan, and because I still wanted to try and compete. I knew that I had to do over 80k if I wanted the Wings for Life if I was going to compete on a world level. So I went out at the pace that I was planning on and had one of the worst race experiences ever towards the end of that, as I struggled in the British summer heat.
But then you get a ticket for another race over the world next year.
Yes,
so
I haven't decided yet.
That was the goal for you, maybe. In
that race. That's a good prize if anybody is thinking of doing it.
It will be nice to see you tomorrow, Steve. It will be really interesting to see what you can do on the track.
Me too. I'm interested.
Thanks.
Vasalopps-TV presenteras av Volvo, Stadium, Preem, Idre Fjäll.